Hello and welcome, I'm Gina Shakespeare. On this episode of Declassified, we are going to be taking an in-depth look into the Q phenomenon. A single letter has begun appearing on billboards across the United States and on t-shirts at Trump rallies, and it has also become an internet sensation among many conservatives. Q represents a mysterious individual or group of individuals who in October 2017 started posting online updates about secret actions allegedly taken by the Trump administration, all to purge corruption from the world. Most of the mainstream news outlets have written Q off as a conspiracy theory, but the constant stream of anti-Trump coverage have damaged these outlets' credibility with Q's following. The Q posts began on the 4chan message board, known for its absence of censorship in ways both good and bad, but later moved to a similar board on the 8chan for alleged security concerns. If the Q posts are real, they may indicate that the Trump administration has established an alternate channel to speak to supporters. This would bypass news outlets and social media altogether for something more direct. The validity of the channel has not been confirmed or denied by the administration. To gain a deeper insight into this phenomenon, we contacted the moderator of a private Q discussion group on Facebook. The individual is a former US government security advisor but asked not to be named out of concern he would be attacked by leftist groups. He said Q represents alleged updates on the promises made by Trump from the beginning of his campaign to drain the swamp by purging corruption, expose the fake news media, and to stand up against globalist and special interest groups. The moderator pointed to a video from one of Trump's earlier rallies, which he said fairly sums up the nature of the Q posts. Let's take a look at that.
Our movement is about replacing a failed and corrupt political establishment with a new government controlled by you, the American people. The Washington establishment and the financial and media corporations that fund it exist for only one reason: to protect and enrich itself.
Trump then went on to explain the relations between global special interest groups, major news outlets, large corporations, and political corruption. According to the moderator, the analysis and insight in the Q posts are among the more significant parts of those who follow them. He said that many of the predictive posts are always well-timed, always on the ball, and so far always correct. The posts have their own code words where BHO, for example, is used instead of Barack Hussein Obama, BC instead of Bill Clinton, and so on. The posts often point to incidents that have taken place and give context to those incidents that are unfolding or allegedly are still to come in the near future. The moderator noted that this method of providing information to the general public makes sense from the perspective of US intelligence agencies, since by alluding to information using keywords and leads rather than through direct explanations, it likely wouldn't violate laws on leaking classified intelligence. It's open source intel, he said. It's done in a way that doesn't violate federal laws on classified material. Many of the Q posts are also based on open source information, so that people following them can themselves do research and draw their own conclusions. Some information can be verified, while other information is more contextual. A recent post, for example, pointed to the unusually large number of sealed indictments at the Justice Department. Normally, the number of sealed indictments each year is close to 1,000. Currently, the number of sealed indictments since October is over 40,000. If it is true that corruption has found its way into US politics, intelligence agencies, legacy news outlets, and other groups, the moderator said, then in this context, it would make sense that the Trump administration would open an alternate channel to communicate with Americans on how it is cleaning things out. There are many theories on who is behind Q. Among the more common beliefs is that Q stands for Q security clearance, the highest level of clearance within the Department of Energy. Others believe it refers to Q from the James Bond films, a figure who supports Bond as he fights a global corrupt shadow group. The moderator, however, believes Q refers to quartermaster and that it could refer to any leader in the Trump administration. He pointed to a series of quotes from America's founding fathers. These quotes include one from Thomas Jefferson stating, "If we are to guard against ignorance, and remain free. It is the responsibility of every American to be informed. Another from George Washington states, "Truth will ultimately prevail where there is pain taken to bring it to light." Those quotes are exactly what Q is all about, the moderator said. We need to wake people up. He noted that it's difficult to turn on news channels these days, such as CNN, for even 5 minutes without hearing something negative against Trump. And in this context, maybe Trump and some people around him decided they wanted a backup channel from Twitter and Facebook, and Q is the backup. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.